series. We go into the winner bracket final of the Ryzing Star Cup season finals. Here is, oops, wrong stats, but it's Happy versus Foggy. The stats are incredibly one-sided, but let's see if we have an upset at the season finale. Would be fitting.
Did you guys actually catch the way that Xlord was yesterday able a couple of times to just sneak in creeps away the experience with his Acolyte on the last hit?
Yeah, it was unbelievable, right? How these undeads are doing it, no idea. Skeletons, Acolytes, they barely do any damage, but they got these timings down so hard.
He did it twice in the series, so now every single time I see that early scout Acolyte just moving out, I'm terrified for the opponent.
Yeah, and Foggy, he's one of the players who sometimes has a little trouble creeping. You know, there's a big Engine of War slap, and sometimes you miscalculate the damage, and then whoops, the kill goes to the Engine of War. It's a little bit of a Foggy special. So, Happy's early build, we don't have to discuss that. Everyone knows it by now. It's always the same. Part of the question is how many ghouls early. But Foggy, no Warden, Demon Hunter opening, and normal Archer creeping. But yeah, as you say, the Acolyte is already there.
Now, the one thing that I'm really interested, I mean, generally speaking, I feel like what we talked about earlier, that Foggy had so many different strategies that he tried to use against Happy. I felt like there's always such a huge psychological aspect to it as well, because every single time I saw him play in the tournaments for the qualifier, he just dominated against every undead that he faced, but then when he went up against Happy, he always changed his strategies completely. And to an extent, that's of course, you don't want to show everything, you want to keep something up there for Happy. Some styles only work against Happy, or at least you would think so. But then at the same time, he seemed to be stuck in, you know, this mindset that this one strategy has to be it, and if this doesn't work, nothing works. So if things don't go his way, I would really love for him to be a bit more adaptable than he was in those qualifiers.
I definitely agree, and that's something we talked about yesterday when he was playing Cash, who played random.
He just lost an Archer to the creeps, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's a
the
fact.
happy effect.
Yeah, that's exactly the Happy effect. I was leaning into it. Against Cash, he was super dominant. He was aggressive. He gave his opponent no time. And here, he starts it and loses an Archer. Yeah.
It's like Happy has a voodoo doll somewhere of every single top player that exists and just keeps poking it every single time he goes up against them.
And I don't want to be too mean. I mean, you know, that hurts him already, like mentally more than anything. But where was he looking? The Scout Wisp wasn't doing anything. Was he just shuffling wisps into his gold mine? The Archer was getting attacked for a solid 5 seconds. That does not bode well.
Not yet, no. And Happy's adapting to Foggy's strategies as well. We saw him dive with the Demon Hunter into his base, but nowadays Happy always has an Nerubian here. So he's ready for that, and with that he can move out on the base, the map again.
I mean, personally, like every single time I see that, like the Demon Hunter strategy was what was probably the most successful for Foggy against Undead in every single game that I casted of him against UD throughout the entire Ryzing Star Cup. That's why sometimes I found it so awkward. Then when he went up against Happy, then afterwards he started to switch the first hero, went into Keeper play. The Keeper play got shut down twice, and he never really went back to that drain the Death Knight, try and just limit the nuking on the Undead side a little bit. So now that he plays with the Demon Hunter there, I actually kind of like the approach, at least. You guys mentioned that he didn't go into the Warden that we've now seen from him a few times, but I really like that he actually uses what, at least in the Ryzing Cups that I casted, was by far his best tool against Undead in general.
Another Archer here dangerously close to dying. We have boots on both sides, and that's kind of standard for a demon, of course, but Happy opting for those. That does smell like a Naga second, which is still sometimes seen in his play, but normally it's rather the Lich for him second. So yeah, looks like the Undead here will be opting for some aggression at the beginning of Tier 2.
A player's forces are under
Go level 3 so far. Pretty tame opening in that regard, low XP. Foggy arrived at Tier 2, Ultra Vision, and your Naga prediction was right on that side at least. What's Happy doing? Oh, still attacking, waiting for it. Skeleton can't go to the tavern, was killed off, so it's either Lich or delayed Naga.
Double slippers. How about Dark Ranger?
Remo, just shut up.
I'm still tilted by the new graphics. Like, slippers don't look like slippers. At least make it slippers. That's just boots. I know we have more problems than that, but still.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that we still can't zoom out is bothering me as well. But yeah, Naga by Happy as well. And it seems like this Naga is safe. Yes, gets slowed down, but no connection with the Demon Hunter.
Can't he kill a Fiend right here? You can't kill the Naga. She has boots.
I mean, you should definitely be able to, right? Because at this point, Death Knight has only level 1 aura, and
He's
as
out
you
of
said,
mana.
they're boots, and he doesn't have mana either.
Why is he not going for the Fiends?
Oh, this Naga is dangerously hurt for Foggy.
He's going
DK
for
low.
the targets that he can't kill. The DK and the Naga. That was not the proper focus.
Aura versus Boots. What's happening in the main? Naga's still alive. Both Nagas survive. Whew, stressful engagement.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I agree with Remo here. It feels like he could have taken down one of the Fiends, and he still has trouble with the Demon Hunter here. And he gets the surround through, and that's the first hero about because does he get the kill? Yeah, nice.
He baited it. He baited it all.
And now it's level 3. Now level 3 DH.
Under attack.
Only a level 1 Naga, of course, but maybe like this little success in the early mid game. Maybe that's what he needs to excel and carry this into the late game.
Yeah, honestly, that was just like a pure bait from start to finish. I mean, he has it all. He has the glasses, makes him not only look smart, he's a rocket scientist in the making. So that was all calculated. He knew that from the get-go. Just you wait. It's all part of the master plan now.
Lured him into a false sense of security.
A player's
Excellently
forces are
done.
under attack.
Yeah, as if Happy would need that.
He handed the boots back over to the demon. That's interesting. Gives him to the Naga first to look for kills and then back over to the demon. That's actually super smart to now weave in and out for the mana burns. As you can see here, Happy pretty much entirely out of mana at this point. And I don't mind this position.
Do you actually think it's going to keep on doing that, passing it back and forth to try and get into range for mana burn?
Would be something new. It's pretty micro-intensive, but could be. Again, he's going for the Naga. Again, he can't kill her. She has the boots. Well, unless Happy tries to surround with her again.
Well, she's
But
kind
the
of low.
Fiends are
100.
possibly killable.
Yeah, he's a little bit close to the main base, but this one should actually fall. Doesn't have the mana for a coil. Fiend about to go down. Good kill right there. Level up for the Naga. That's a level 2 for her, and good damage against the Death Knight as well.
For lightning available now as well, so gotta be a little more careful.
A player's forces are under attack.
Foggy going for the tier 3, has lures up as we see at the Dryads moving into bears. That's like set in stone these days, Remo, right? It's like 2 to 3 bears and then into mountain giants.
Yeah, normally around 50 we only see bears and dryads and the leftover archers. At 50 you make double Moonwell and then 2 MGs, 64 supply, and that's a pretty good army if you have the proper hero levels. And honestly, this game is looking much more like Happy is looking much more neutered than we're used to seeing him.
It looks much better for Foggy than any of the games that I've seen between the two of them so far. The one problem with it is every single time that I thought in the past that Foggy is in a good spot, and it seems like, okay, he kind of has control of the game, he's a little bit ahead. Happy just starts an attack that is timed so perfectly that he destroys everything. So, while I look at this and I think like, okay, this is looking really good for Foggy considering the past performances against Happy, but then I'm just waiting for the Happy factor to kick in and to just roll over him. I don't know.
Yeah, so far I don't feel the Happy factor. It's not like he's out-microing him so hard in these fights. Foggy seems to be in good control. The first skirmish was pretty much 50-50, super dangerous situations on both sides, but maybe Happy is not warmed up yet. That's the thing that we saw a lot. Like the first game in the series, Happy doesn't show his best, but once he figured out how his opponent is playing on that day, he just takes the series home in a rush.
Demon takes a lot of damage over here. Reju, though, is ready. No destroyer in range. Master training is done. So Foggy could think about fighting here. It's a little awkward, though. Archer's kind of hurt. Naga kind of hurt. Wants to heal up a little more. But Foggy's at 50. He's got the staff. He's got the orb. So it looks like he's fight ready.
Yeah, and Happy is expanding.
Yeah.
Happy has the base now down at the bottom, so far we don't see anything here yet from Foggy. And I don't think that Foggy knows about it just yet. He didn't have a scout nearby, if I'm not mistaken.
Do we see this often from Happy? That he expands after such an early game?
Yeah, proactive 50 supply expansions. Happy has been doing a lot against Night Elf and against Orc both. Even if it gets cancelled on many maps, it will result in you getting a lot of creep camps with your opponent being busy cancelling your expo. But this is AZ. Very small map. We don't have that many camps left. We have the red camps, but they're kind of dangerous to engage.
And I mean, Foggy is already underway. I mean, Foggy is sending everything down, so he's definitely going to be able to cancel that. But he still has the demon under control there, so he has vision, and he can also still go for the mana burn. As long as there's no mana. Well, the Lich has still mana, so if he gets the slow through, he's going to be a little bit in trouble, potentially. Still has potion of healing. There's the Nova, immediately slowed, and is able to get out.
Good. Still looking good. Like, Happy struggles with levels. 3-2-2 only.
A player's forces are under
Demon Hunter is 3, Naga is 3, the inventories look good. He's not forgetting a lot. The Moonwells are ready for the Mountain Giant transition.
I love how this cast is going. Everybody is sitting here. This is looking really good for Foggy, and everybody is just like, okay, so when is Happy going to win?
But yeah, when will Foggy make the one mistake is maybe the better question.
I love this, by the way, that he now also goes for the Granite Golem over here. So now that we've seen the creep on the left side, he immediately goes for this one too. So he's going to get the experience on this, is still playing it with the double hero, and well, Happy is in no position to actually do anything about it. Is, by the way, expanding again, and just under the nose of one of those wisps.
Big item. Foggy, what you get? Oh, Ancient Django.
Real
Movement
nice.
speed, the best thing you could have gotten here.
a town is under
Okay,
siege.
is it time to fight? I think Mountain Giants are still in production, so it's not real 64 supply.
And the archer's caught in the back, easily taken out. Doesn't want to waste the staff on that. He wants to save a bear with that staff, which he will need to use. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, let's do a bit more damage first. Still a connect and a bit of a slow, but he should be fine. 66 supply right now for him. 50 on the other side. I mean, Happy again trying to expand. But that expansion has definitely been sniffed out, so he knows about that attempt again. And I mean, that puts a bit of a timer on Foggy, so he wants to take this down. He himself is not doing anything in that regard, but he's way ahead in the army supply and could use that now.
Alright, Happy has way less supply. He's got pretty bad heroes, and the army's looking the greatest either. Question is, can he still win? Because he's happy.
With 3 invulns, so hero focus shouldn't be the thing. And Foggy, he's so obsessed with killing Happy's heroes. Maybe he's falling back into it. Maybe he's focusing on the units more. But Happy is such a magician with heroes that sometimes it feels like he doesn't need an army. It's okay if he has a statue and 3 heroes. So hard to decide what to do.
Yeah, but usually for that you want to have higher level heroes on level 2. So, I mean, I believe in Foggy for just a little bit longer. Here we go, fight already starting up, trying to go straight in with a roar. So far you can stab everything still out. 65 supply against 62.
Level 4 for the DK, that's a massive level up. This movement speed increase really helps a ton. The MGs, they're not next to the Fiends, they're not soaking up the damage, they were just kind of bothered by the heroes only. DK eats the Fog Lightning, dropping low there as well. Needs to be careful, but so does the Demon. He's super hurt. Staff is ready to be used on him. But Foggy's first big attack with a 66 supply didn't really put much of a dent in Happy's army. Ghouls were lost, but did he only lose ghouls? Is that what just happened?
He lost the Acolytes as well. There's no mining.
Yeah.
He
But
sent
he
the
still has
bear.
the base, so that's actually pretty epic.
Yeah.
The staff at the end was pretty fantastic, though. I mean, that was frame perfect. That was like half a second before that bear goes down. But yeah, Happy has now a 60 supply, so he's still looking good on supply front and the army size. And of course, if you think about his expansion, yes, he lost the Acolytes, but he still has now 2 Necropolis that he can build from, so he has the additional income. And Foggy just doesn't, so as time goes on, Happy will be in a much better spot than Foggy.
Yeah.
Did he just last hit this Murloc with the destroyers over the trees?
Probably.
Jesus, this man is so insane. But what Foggy got was time for his own expansion at the 12 o'clock. Just needs a little bit more time.
Yeah, but he's not going to be mining on this one for quite a long time if you compare that over to Happy. So Happy is going to capitalize on that quickly. Upgrades 1-0 for the Fiends. And again, on the other side. I mean, Foggy, I feel like really is under pressure now. He has to do something. Draining the heroes on the undead side is, of course, neat. And making sure that the Death Knight doesn't get a death call through makes also the Abos at the front a little bit more vulnerable. But right now, if he can really break through that, that's a whole different question, a whole different ballpark. Good pressure against the Death Knight, though, initially.
In the next fight, Foggy needs to micro these MGs better. Not just have them on A-click, but manually move them in front so they distract the Fiends. He's getting a good bit of damage in here. One A-bomb is certainly gonna be falling. It's a bit more experience here to Foggy's heroes, but he's at 4-4. He's kind of plateauing. There's no level ups close by anywhere. Whereas the Lich level 3 is really close indeed. But the next A-bomb falls. That's 2 A-bombs down. And suddenly, the wall of taunt is being activated. And Happy has a tough time finding kills. It's gonna get not even this bear, thanks to the double staff. Foggy trading really well.
Yeah, big problem here, especially for Happy, since he doesn't have any mana for the coils. If he had a mana potion, for example, and keeps the Death Knight a bit in the back, he might be able to save an Abom or two. But now that he doesn't have any of that, Foggy is just completely free to go in and drop the entire meat shield at the front. And Aboms are incredibly expensive here for him. He might have the superior income for a few more seconds, but that's not really going to do anything for Happy. 63 supply against Foggy's 80, so the Night Elf was actually looking pretty decent here.
And Foggy sent a bear once again to the Acolytes, killing it off. The Destroyers take care of it now, but that's it. Happy has major lumber problems. I think he lost all but one ghoul to that fight. Where's his damage now? More Dryads are coming in. The Demon Hunters, of course, a heavy carry. DK down to 50%, but there's still the invul. No mana on neither of the heroes. A coil is ready soon, but he just can't deal with these MGs.
Happy has to continuously micro back against this Night Elf force. He can do that, of course. He has the best micro in the world. Smart to split off the Destroyers as well. When there's no Bears, no Roar, no Reju, you don't really need them in the fight against just MGs and Dryads. Damn, dude, this is actually a really close game between the two. I'm glad we're seeing a map like this.
At this point, I feel like Foggy is getting massively ahead here. Like, Foggy, every single game that I've casted between the two so far was, at the end of the day, Foggy just starting to be on the defensive and trying to defend against Happy. Now it's the exact opposite. Happy is the one that is all of a sudden under pressure, and Foggy's playing this really smart. He doesn't overcommit, he has his expansion going, he always sets a couple of units over into the expansion of his opponent, taking down the Acolytes, trying to deny mining, and his own base is without any problems whatsoever. He has the better supply numbers, he can now also tech up on his units, and this is looking really solid for him, as long as he keeps the mana on, especially the Death Knight low.
Sapper was coming in, but nicely sniped there by Happy. Didn't get to connect towards the tower. That's a big deal. What Happy really could use here is 1 or 2 wagons with Disease Cloud. But because all the ghouls died earlier, there's not enough lumber to make this transition possible. Demon dropping low, but there's always a staff reserved for him, of course. And Fiends getting borrowed, not enough. The reveals come in. Finally, some Dryads starting to die. This MG would be a big one. If the staff is used here, it's not ready for the Demon. So he's letting the MG die. Oh, but the DK finds himself almost in a surround. Has items to survive.
Get blocked by the album as well. Puts the invo in. But Foggy actually lost a couple of units in this one as well. I mean, the MG alone was already big, and him never being in a spot where he can heal up the Demon Hunter forces him back now. And if Happy just breaks through that stranglehold for a bit and can stabilize here, he might just get back into the game. I mean, again, he usually, as you guys said earlier, he wins games in the late game, especially through hero control. And once that he has that Lich and Naga on a higher level, both are 3 now, then he has a really good shot against this.
Pretty impressed with Foggy here. Like, this whole trading in the south began with both Naga and Demon barely being level 4, and now they're both close to level 5, which would be big level ups for them. Whereas Happy, he's not close to any level up at the moment.
Also super hard for him to get upgrades. We've seen games between them where Happy rushed to like 2-1, 2-2, 3-1 upgrades. Absolutely impossible. DK maybe a little too far up front. The Destroyer is always so close to the trees. I love that. A second mountain giant.
Fight kind of all over the place. Mana low everywhere but on the Demon Hunter. But who has the better right-click DPS? Foggy's army partly not doing anything. The bears on the right just standing there in hold position. Uh-oh. These are the micro bugs you cannot afford to have against Happy. The demon, can he solve it single-handedly? Again, we have Burrows coming in, but there is a dust. More fiends are falling. Level 5 now for the Naga. Oh, and the DK. A little too far forward, forced into the invul. The Naga for Happy as well. Dropping low, forced into the invul also. But everything for Foggy is super low HP.
Foggy's losing way too much here right now, and Happy is once again, as usual, microing his heart out. Some of those destroyer saves were just absolutely insane on pretty much negative HP. Gets out as well, and Foggy is down to 68 supply, 67 against Happy 74. So the Undead player has actually turned this around. He was 20 supply behind earlier on even resources pretty much, and he has just completely turned it around here.
Nowadays, usual to see in the super late game Night Elf on 2 bases when banking at 80, the double Chim Roost. It has been created, but no Chims coming out just yet. If Foggy claims the red camp for himself, this should be double level 5s for him, and hopefully another aura. The unholy aura here for him would be amazing.
Yeah, he's absolutely willing to take a couple of risks here. If he gets creep checked in one of those, oh, Warzone battle. That was aura indeed, nice.
Yeah, Foggy gets some helps from the orcs here. 10% damage on everything, a little bit of attack speed, a little bit of movement speed. Happy sees this is a little too late to engage. His inventory in general, Sweet Stab, doesn't look too impressive. He got heal scrolls and invuls. Okay, the Subi Mask is his best item, though, that he found. And that's really not that much.
How did this MG get stuck in the main? What? Look at him.
Okay.
It's a little cozy in there.
Yeah.
This isn't anybody's game for the taking. This is...
Yeah. And I mean, Foggy at this point, I mean, what was the entire duration of this game in the mid game? Foggy just on the aggression the entire time, right? Now that Happy was able to fight back and stabilize a bit, Foggy's all of a sudden sitting there and he's just like, I don't really want to attack. He of course has his base a little bit later, so he has a few more resources still. But I mean, there's 15,000, 16,000 gold still, and Happy is natural, so that's not going to run out anytime soon.
Imagine if this was to be the game where on AZ all gold mines run dry. I don't think I've ever seen that.
It takes forever. So when will we see the chimeras? Relatively late, I guess. Oh, there we go. High upkeep for Foggy, but Happy is pushing in, finding a timing where Foggy is spending a lot of gold. That doesn't mean anything. Nova onto the bears immediately. Mountain Giants are stuck in the back. But in this fight, we have a level 5 Demon Hunter and a level 5 Naga that we haven't had before.
And the Demon Hunter is immediately starting to chase the heroes down. It's just like get one mana burn in after another. And the Lich is already out of mana, so is the Death Knight. The only one with a little bit left is the Naga. Force Lightning in. Demon Hunter's a bit low, though, needs to staff it out and does.
But the mana entirely gone now. How can Happy still fight this? Fog Lightning is available, but Fog is playing the Naga super careful. Doesn't want to lose her to the nuke. The demon comes back in with the Telestaff. He's healthy. He's burning again. And this is looking great for Foggy. Is it? Somehow Happy still has a lot of supply. I thought he lost everything. The DK, he might be losing him. Invul transfer last second. Everything's about to drop for Happy though.
Yeah, the Demon Hunter was incredibly low too. He barely got him out there as well. That's the moment when you're really happy that you have that mana burn. If one of those heroes still had a bit left and could have used a single spell, Demon Hunter would have probably been down here. But again, the hero levels, 2 level 5 against 4, 3, 3. That's just nothing. Like, if those hero levels were higher for Happy, this would be a total different ballgame. But as it stands, he's just having massive trouble on that front.
Oh, wow. Now, that was the last fight without chimeras. Happy has Web. How many Fiends does he have, though? He's super heavy on Destroyers. 20 supplies Destroyers. 2 Fiends only. I don't know if he can deal with it.
If he takes out the Dryads quickly, he can do a lot of hit and run with Destroyers. Once the Dryads are gone, anti-air is really limited.
I mean, he's a bit ahead in supply, but not for much longer. The problem is really just that I like that he has the potion of invulnerability now as well on the Death Knight again, so depending on when he wants to use it, if he goes into the fight with full mana, he might at least be able to put some pressure onto the heroes and keep them a little bit lower. But generally speaking, this is just super tricky. And honestly, the risk that Foggy took earlier in taking both of the big granite golems is really panning out for him now.
Yeah. has to be mentioned, these double auras are helping him a ton. But sometimes, you know, RNG is on your side.
The destroyers. Like,
Yeah.
just looking for wisps flying across the entire map.
Can't find any. The third attack upgrade is done. 3-1 now. And Corrosive Breath is coming to siege this expansion. I like that. The Demon Hunter is still invisible. Sees the army coming. It's a wonderful scout.
These invis pots are really good. Get him into position to start burning without taking too much damage whilst getting into position. There's another big one.
The Chimeras are plus
150.
36.
Yeah. These A-bombs don't stand a chance anymore.
No.
Yeah, this is insane. I mean, at this point, Happy should really just lose half his army before the fight even starts, once he starts to engage here.
Alright, 4 destroyers are back. A-bombs just melt. We have Web first Chimera. Super quick focus and takes him out, but also the Fiends are suffering. Statues in the back are suffering. Second Chimera focused as well. There was a big investment. Did it pay off? I'm not too sure.
Foggy is losing units at the same rate that Happy does right now. Happy's at 67 and Foggy's at 69. Death Knight is in a bit of trouble, uses the potion, gets out level 4. Double level 4 right now on the Undead side for the Naga and for the Lich. Doesn't have any mana to really do anything with it right now. And Happy's still at 64 supply. Foggy at 66. It's actually, it's insane, honestly, that Happy was able to do so well in this fight so far.
It's
But
really good.
these are dropping quite low over here.
DK, though, has no invul anymore. Foggy was chasing that DK since the mid-game. He always had an invul. And now they're gone. He has 1 on the Naga, transfers it to the Lich. And Happy is forced to unsummon buildings.
He's still mining, though. There was no unit over at the expansion that took down the Acolyte, so Happy is still mining, as is Foggy.
Well, Naga can do it with Fork Lightning.
Wait,
Wait, what?
is that level 2 Fog Lightning?
Yeah. Why?
Does he have level 3 Cold Arrow?
No. He has... He's... There's no level 5 spell. Yet. If I see this correctly.
I think you're looking at the wrong Naga. I don't have your guys' overlays, but you're looking on the left side, I think, right?
A town is under siege.
Wait, I have to zoom in on our overlay.
I mean, either way, the
yeah.
siege is on right now. There's still mass repairs, and now that the Acolytes have to repair, they're not mining any longer. In come the Druids, of course, as well. Destroyers already on the job, trying to take them down with a quick focus fire. And Happy is still nipping at the sides of the Night Elf army in an attempt to take a few units out of Foggy's Master army here. But it's still even supply, and as the Undead heroes get more XP and get higher, now with 2 level 4 heroes, he might have a little bit more pressure available to him.
Khaldor, you were absolutely right. I was looking at the wrong Naga.
I can't even count how many times that happened to me.
So, yeah, it is level 3 Cold Arrow, indeed.
For Foggy?
Yeah.
What? Is that the right choice? That seems very weird.
I mean, it's good to put pressure onto the Death Knight, right? So this seems to be like his MO for a long time, but of course he let go of a lot of the AoE.
Did not result in a single hero killed so far this game. I mean, he killed the Naga back then on level 1, but
Yeah.
other than that, didn't find any, right? I guess he forced a lot of invuls. Oh, dude, I would have loved for this to be the last game in the full best of 5 in the grand final.
What are you talking about, Remo? We're getting another 4 like this.
Exactly. Only getting
Every
started.
game lasts 45 minutes. Oh boy.
No, but I mean, seriously, as amazing as this game is, I'm more impressed by Happy's ability to actually still stay alive here. I honestly thought he would have lost the... Like, I thought he had the game lost already a couple of times, and he's still standing at the same supply as his opponent. The problem really for me is that once we're heading into an even... Like, if Happy can hold on, once he has his 3 heroes in level 5, even with the mana burn that we see from the Demon Hunter, how do you counteract that?
Yeah. This might come down to hero levels.
Yeah.
If Happy gets to 5-5-5 first, or if we have the ultimate for the Demon Hunter first. Naga ult, of course, won't do shit. Well, he can go for level 3 Fog Lightning finally, I guess.
So, we have a little bit of a base race with Mountain Giants and Corrosive Breath Chimeras against Fiends and A-Bombs and Heroes. Game of chicken. Who's gonna go first? There is a town
no
portal
town
on
portal.
Foggy.
Happy doesn't have one.
Nope.
And nobody TPs, so they're going to take down all the income And then it comes down to the army and the heroes.
Well, Foggy has a good reason because he has that backup expansion in the Tree of Eternity. He can move it over super quickly, but Happy, how is he supposed to establish another gold mine again?
Town is under
Dude,
siege.
Happy. The balls on this guy. That he gives up his expo willingly. Now it's all down to basically the next fight. If Happy doesn't win that
Player's
one,
forces are under
hard to
attack.
see how he wins this game.
And again, no invul this time. Level 6 Naga. What is this game?
Game 1, Neo. Game 1.
Yeah, level 3 Fork Lightning enabled now. Demon Hunter mana burning in the back once again. Roar being used. Lots of damage here, plus 21. Where's the Chimera? Web, but still intact. The A-bombs are just exploding.
Yeah, not only those are exploding, those bears don't do anything either. Level 5 for the Death Knight as both of them go down, and the DK is immediately starting to move in. Gets another call through Save a Fiend, as they're trying to snipe the Dryads with a bit more focus fire. Foggy at 50 supply, Happy at 51. They're still neck to neck.
Ooh, big fog lightning. The reveal's coming in. The fiends are all dying. It seems like they're all dying. Demon is almost level 6. Here we go. Time for the metamorphosis. And that's the GG.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat. Foggy, what a statement game. Going into this, the entire scene thinks, oh, it's going to be a happy game again. One of the best Foggy games against this madman. And he takes game 1.
I love that he actually, like, the entire game he holds on the second the Demon Hunter hits 6. He's like, okay, it's over.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to think about this anymore. Demon Hunter 6 came out.
Little bit of a throwback indeed to some great finals we had in Warcraft 3. Damn, what an opening. Thank you, Hurricane, for another 50 euro donation. Smooches, you handsome devils. I love Warcraft. That is very wonderful. How do we top this? Do we actually know the picks and bans? I think we do.
Next lobby up.
Oh,
Well, Happy definitely voted vetoed Tyrannus, I can tell you that. But Foggy, he's been vetoing LR lately.
It's, of course, Happy's first pick, Northern Isles.
I still can't believe that he won that. Not
Pretty
in the
sick.
sense that he played better or anything. I mean, like, from the beginning, we said, like, hey, it's looking good for him.
Yeah.
But every time, the Happy factor usually kicks in, and you just get murdered by him. And this time, Foggy bringing it over the time, that's amazing. Love that. Great.
And I like that it's this strategy that he wins with, because I think this is the most reliable one. This is the least gimmicky one that can just be out-weathered or out-microed. Like Keeper,
Yeah.
for example, doesn't work in the late game anymore. Happy's micro is too good. Mass Archers, if you miss your timing once, or if the undead army gets too big or high levels, it just completely falls apart. But this Bear, Dryad, and Mountain Giant, and even Chim style with high-level Demon, this can work, regardless of the game that you're in.
And that's what he played. Like, again, the qualifiers that I casted, that's what he played against every undead. And as soon as he went up against Happy, he stopped going for the Demon Hunter and just kept playing Keeper, and just ran into a wall time and time again, but never switched back. So now he sticks out with the Demon Hunter, at least in game number 1. It went really well for him. Gets the lead here in the best of 5. Wouldn't it be insane if he actually makes it into the grand finals of the winner bracket?
That would be
Kind
pretty
of,
insane.
because there is one absurd stat, which is Happy's last time losing a best of 5 to a foreigner, to a Westerner. That was more than 3 years ago. January of 2017 was the last time that happened, which was against Foggy back then.
Yeah, we've seen him, like, Happy lose best of 1s, even a best of 2 not too long ago, but a best of 5 that seems undoable. But maybe it is Foggy with the backing of his new team. Signed him up 2 days ago. Maybe that's some extra motivation.
I
That would
still
be-
feel a little bit cheated, though, I have to say. We got the level 6 Demon Hunter, and then we never see him do anything.
Yeah, that's also what you get in games with Cash. Like, you finally do something to celebrate this level 6, and then Cash taps out.
When I play in a game against Night Elf and I'm losing, and I probably lose, but maybe I win, and I see him get level 6, I QQ out instantly before he can use the ultimate. No satisfaction for you.
It's so mean of you, man.
It's a little bit like in the days when you played like Dota and you finally get the Divine Rapier and you've been just like farming for like 40 minutes and then your opponent gets killed once and they're like, GG, I'm leaving. And the entire team quits. It's exactly the same thing. It feels like we deserve that metamorphosis. I don't know.
Well, if the games continue like this, there's definitely a chance for more high-level hero action.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, it was a good start. Now give me 4 more of those and I'm happy.
Yep. We're waiting for Foggy, who was asking for a 2-minute break, which is, of course, granted.
He needs to change his pants.
Well, Foggy actually has a little tactic book with creep routes and timings and stuff. Maybe he's taking a look.
It's the pants thing, believe me. 1-0 lead in the best of 5. Safe bet.
All right.
Do you think Happy has a strategy book?
No.
I
Why?
don't think so either.
He has one strategy. What are you talking about? He has one post-it at his monitor.
It's called winning.
The strategy book is point 1, micro perfectly. Point 2, not required.
To win the game.
All right. We're loading into Northern Isles. Foggy with the lead against Happy. What a rare thing to say. It would be even more insane if he wins the next map, as this is Happy Country, his favorite map of them all, his hometown pretty much. That's where he feels most comfortable.
We saw Lawlight here play earlier in Yule Cup, and I was feeling a little disappointed with the opening creep route at the green camp, slowing down the demon's progress. So I'm very glad to see Foggy opt for the big one right away. The Tuskar camp, this will be a jumpstart to level 2 for his Demon Hunter first hero. Will come at the price of a bit of a wisp repair. But level 3 demon with boots, that's something you want to gladly invest something into.
I feel like Groundhog Day, man. Every single game. Your obsession with the level 3 demon. But you're right.
Man has a point. The thing is terrifying and annoying as hell. Job description is literally piss the opponent's heroes off.
That's Remo's job description as well, but with me. So we have a Demon Hunter again. Foggy's not going for the Warden as one of the better Warden maps that we have, but no. And Happy's opening, of course, the Happy Fiends.
Yeah, you can't play Warden against Undead if you're not extremely well practiced. Especially against Happy. You're just gonna fail miserably. And in my opinion, still it's only Lawlight who can make that work. How is Happy gonna adjust? How can he adjust? As we said, he's somewhat predictable. He's rather rigid in his playstyle. Probably only the second hero choice, right? Is how he can...
I mean, here's the question. Does he really have to adjust? I mean, think about the game. Like, one of the big factors, as we pointed out from the mid-game, was the hero level advantage that we saw on Foggy's side, right? How did he get that? He got the 2 granite camps, like both of them. Had a double aura to boot because of it. So if he doesn't get the 2 big camps, then he probably has a really tough time against Happy on the micro side later on. So I think Happy doesn't even have to adjust a whole lot. He just needs to make sure that his opponent isn't walking away with camp after camp on the map.
Yeah, I would agree.
Huh? On this map specifically, if you prioritize it, level 3 demon is really easy. As I said, you get the level 2 here right away. And then the 3 green camps outside your base, you don't have to involve an Ancient of War. You can just do it with the demon and the archers. And that's level 3 quickly. And if you throw boots on top of that, I know, I keep on going back to this point, but if you throw boots on top of that with a level 3, that is a Naga Second's nightmare. So I think Happy, if that should occur in such a way for Foggy, this fast leveling and the boots. Naga Second, I don't believe to be viable at all.
We have a good start with the slippers. Also last game, the 2 big red spots with the 2 big auras. That was dream. How likely is it to repeat that success, to get the 2 red spot here on this map as they're so far away, and to be lucky with the drops? I don't know.
Players' forces are under attack.
I mean, for me, what really interests me right now is, like, from a psychological view, I don't think that Happy has any problem at all right now. I mean, the guy has been just, like, winning. His subscription on winning, especially after the stat that we heard Remo quote earlier, where the last time he lost the best of 5 against the Foreigners 3 years ago. I think it's going to become really interesting if Foggy manages to win game number 2, because then things start to look very different. Apparently, Happy said on his stream after the first game that it's now time to play serious. Imagine him losing game 2. And all of a sudden, he has to pull off a reverse sweep and cannot just simply chalk off the last game as a fluke. Then it becomes really interesting to see how he acts under that much pressure in the best of 5 series in and of itself.
If that quote is true, that's quite some taunting from Happy that we're not used to. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, usually we see Happy taking the lead after a stressful game 1. Then his opponent gets a little weaker, so he takes map 2. Foggy was able to fight back and tie up the series 2-2 again. But I've never seen Happy with a 0-2, I believe.
This one single wisp detonate, Neo. I think you caught it on camera.
Yeah.
This little move, the fact that Foggy studied the replays and knew this was going to be a good option, completely halts Happy in his tracks. This camp now takes a full minute longer. The demon got the level 3 in the meantime, and the boots, so happy about that, can now amp up the pressure. And the DK cannot reach level 3. And now Foggy can decide. He can go for second hero Naga. Well, it's probably a given. We don't really see Panda anymore, unless we're in a weird 2-base early on.
Town is under siege.
He can either apply pressure, look for kills, deny creeping, or he can just creep with his second hero and the archers alone, and the demon by himself can keep up that pressure. Could perhaps even cancel the slaughter.
Foggy! And he gets around it, moves way too deep, the Rubin Tower hits him, and Happy is just saying like, yep, that's mine. So tries to go for the cancel. If he can cancel the slaughterhouse, that would be great. Might actually be able to do that, but I guess if the thing is closed, he needs to jump out. And this
Oh no, Foggy.
Oh my, can he even cancel this? Yes, he does,
Okay.
but this is an invul and a TP because there's a coil. Baits the coil. Okay, he still has some balls, but that was 2 big and expensive items.
Yeah.
And multitasking is lacking a little as well.
I mean, at least he was able to delay the tag a little bit, alright? So,
Yeah.
like, silver lining on the horizon, but obviously moving that deep into the base just to drop another mana burn on the Death Knight. A little bit over-eager and gets punished right away for it.
It is the sustain delayed for a long time though, and this is why I like Foggy being really aggressive right now. There's no healing for any of these units. Last hit goes to Happy, just barely. He pops
Nice.
the TP. There's no way he can fight right here. The Fiend, barely makes it out.
Yeah, but he trades Tower Portal for Tower Portal at the end of the day. I mean, still, moving in and losing his own TP, there was definitely a problem in him overextending, but at least he's able to set up that creep check and immediately force Happy to sacrifice his own Tower Portal. So from that perspective, it's pretty much a clean slate on that level. And we have the delay on the statues.
Yeah, that's really big. And there's also an amazing observer ward right in front of Happy's base, so Foggy knows what's up. He had to calculate this, and it's a decent item here with the Robe of the Magi. Wants to burn this Lich. Can't really reach at the moment as the boots are on the Naga. But that's more experience for that Naga with the distraction of the demon.
It's actually so crazy how much this one Wisp Detonate impacted this game. This is what shifted the whole momentum towards the end of the late game. Naga
Level
gets
2.
2.
Yeah. I also really like, I mean, again, he played around the Lich a little bit there, made sure that the second mana burn couldn't connect, and then as he just dropped one Nova after another on the Demon Hunter, the slow alone just allowed Happy to put more pressure on, and eventually Foggy had to just move off there, so he's still applying the pressure and trying to keep those heroes low in mana to make it harder for Happy to really get into this game. But Happy is really starting to react really, really well to that Demon Hunter just in general.
Tier 3 about to be done. A few more seconds, then we have the Orb of Venom coming in as well, and Foggy's getting the next big item in the middle. Hoping for something better than the robe. Something survivable, ideally. Ankh, not too bad.
Aren't you telling us all the time that Happy doesn't hero focus?
Yeah, that's true, actually. Rarely does.
Maybe you can trade it for something. What's in there? Scroll of the Beast. Big Invul again. Ooh, Happy. Going for the red spot already.
With him having no TP, this is a little scary. But will not be getting punished. Hoping for the big aura, just like Foggy had the previous game. He gets it, but that one he already has.
And burn.
I mean, at least the Night Elf didn't get it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been really good. So Destroyer
Player's
upgrade
forces are
only
under
now,
attack.
9 minutes in. What is Foggy doing? Still trying to get up to 50. Master Bears is done now. So banking a little, building some Moonwells, and preparing the Mountain Giants, I guess. Once again, very late expansion, if ever.
But he's looking much better on the hero levels, and that's really something that should be a bit of a concern for Foggy now. Foggy had in the last game, and the amount of time that Happy spent on the level 2 Lich and Naga in game number 1 was just insane.
Yeah.
And now he's already closing in. I mean, he has already both on the 2 right now. He's much easier. Look at the Demon Hunter, gets the full salvo immediately.
He's
He's
dead.
in huge trouble. He's actually gonna go down.
Oh, wow. If only he had the Ankh, huh? That's the happy factor right there.
Yeah. But normally that doesn't happen. He ran in there with full HP, right?
Forces are under
Yeah.
attack.
And one new combo plus a few right clicks actually killed him off with one more coil to finish things off. Oh, and that is such a momentum shift. This is now the game wide open for Happy.
Yeah, and he immediately goes creeping. He has the map control right now. If he would move over to the left at this point, he could even go for the creep check. I mean, he doesn't get that. Now we have at least the Naga on the side of Foggy on level 4, but of course this hurts. Found the Helm of Valor. But Happy is expanding right now. Is still at 49 supply. Hero levels are much, much better than in the last game already, or at least the progress is much better. Technically, he's still on level 2 with the second and third. But he can now really apply the pressure. There's also the one evolution to scout out the natural a little bit and see if there's maybe something being set up by Foggy, which isn't really the case. And the Naga might have to, yeah, got a town portal, might have actually to TP out here because she's getting completely locked into a corner now by the Undead Army.
Trying to all in on this Haunted. Might be a little too late. Destroyer is already there to dispel the roar. I think you should. Otherwise, this does work. Okay, TP out, saves one bear, sacrifices one. I guess an okay trade, buy some more time, but Necropolis is up. So that's the timing for Foggy to set up an expansion on his own at the 6 o'clock.
There was quite some resources that he dropped for that, though.
There was a TP, was one
Player's
bear.
forces are under attack.
But I guess it's necessary. It was one of his weakest positions without the demon. Happy smelling this
Happy's
expansion.
scary though. Level 4 DK already before the first big fight. This is always real feels good level for the undead. This level 2 aura, I cannot overstate how much easier that makes microing everything. And now the Lich and the Naga getting closer to 3-3. 4-3-3 before the first big fight. That is so tough to deal with for Night Elf.
Yeah, and those archers are just going to be toast as soon as the fight starts.
Yeah. The Lich will eat them alive, alone. What can he do now? How can he stall time? He needs these run-bys on the expansion the entire time. Maybe even with the Zeppelin, but that's so easily counted with one Fiend. But, I mean, he cancels it for the second time, and Happy is far away from his expansion. I guess he's playing it right.
I mean, Happy could always TP back home if he really wanted to, but at this point he's just like letting it go. I mean, he has, of course, the Acolyte ready, and he can just buy enough time to move to the top and get a positive trade for himself, but still.
Foggy's playing it smart. He's playing this well from behind, but it doesn't change the fact that he's still pretty far behind.
No TP.
Yeah, and that's... Okay, he has 2 staffs. Should be able to save all of that.
Naga's quite far away. Can he save the second one? Yes. Okay, she came back with movement speed. Expo up!
Remember the days, like a long time ago, 10 years ago, when we thought Staff was so busted and Night Elf was so overpowered because of Staff?
I mean, was.
It's a good item. I'm not saying it's not.
We should bring Slash to the show to ask him for the
Player's
opinion.
forces are under attack.
The reason why we thought that Night Elf was busted back then was not because they had staff, it was because it literally won everything.
Wasn't there Lin? It was Orc and Night Elf all the time, right?
Yeah.
The days before 1-0 and Happy when we thought Undead was useless. Uh-oh, Staff might not be enough!
Oh.
Speaking of Staff, not good enough to save him.
So we introduced the Fly Blade Master kill counter. Should we introduce a Foggy Demon Hunter counter by now? Second time.
I mean, it honestly feels that Foggy, after he was falling behind a little bit because of that trap at the top right, is now started to play just a bit more risky, and that worked out in game number 1 for him. But at this point, Happy is just covering all his bases and is playing this really smart as well. I mean, the second kill against the Demon Hunter. Now, of course, he still has, again, a bit more map control, and his hero levels are just looking scarier by the minute. This entire setup for the Undead player just looks absolutely insane.
Good point.
Yep.
And the base, of course, this time the Haunted Goldmine is not going to be cancelled. The base at the bottom is just now walking in. Ghoul is scouting it right now, so he knows about the Tree of Life, he knows about the expansion, so he has all the information that he needs. His own expansion is going to run for sure. And if he can deny mining at the bottom, that's all that he needs to do now.
Alright, next fight here. Can Foggy survive this? Ghouls are doing quite some damage and soaking up a lot as well. The illusions wonderfully used. Demon Hunter's trying to get a connection to the heroes, but they still have mana, they still have their spells. Foggy has the first Mountain Giant out, but only at 50 supply. Usually you want to have them at 64, and that's where Happy is roundabout. That shows you the difference on this map. Another bear falls. Happy just completely dominant, despite Ancients establishing the second base now.
Yeah, looking scary strong at this point. Seems like he can pressure this Tree of Life down. Perhaps. Mana is low. The Naga has 1 Fog Lightning only left, but of course Stats in the back, continuously healing time and time again. Demon, he's just too squishy. He can't go into the fray. This. My lord.
Should he maybe?
Not even close.
Should he maybe pass the Helm of Valor to the Demon Hunter?
Yeah, he definitely should. I mean, he's just forgetting about that. Also, the ring should not be on the Naga. But this is a stressful game. Hard to keep an overview over everything. And now Happy in complete control. Foggy's army doesn't have any damage anymore. This game is over. GG. 1-1.
Alright, the Emperor playing as expected, I guess. That was his first pick. Pretty much no mistake. Prevented the pressure. And yeah, the first Demon Hunter kill was kind of where it all fell apart, I think.
Yeah. Also, the TP lost and the Invul lost was a problem. I was kind of afraid that this delayed Slaughterhouse would be a bigger issue for Happy, but he just used his TP to get out of a sticky situation, then it was all fine. And he was never forced to rebuy his teleport.
I mean, it feels like after that initial move at the top right, he just always felt that he needs to put some... Like, game 1, Foggy was the one to initiate pretty much everything. Like, he put the pressure up on Happy's expansion, he tried the entire time to be aggressive, and it was Happy who was defensive for a long time. And now it was more or less the exact opposite. Foggy fell behind, was trying to recover, and Happy just shut him down, killed the Demon Hunter again. And then it was like, how much supply was he down? I think 15 at the beginning of the fight, better hero levels too. You can't give Happy a lead like that and expect to win that. So that game just from start to finish didn't go well for Foggy.
Yeah, you give Happy the finger and he rips your arm off. So again, this remains true. Next map is Echo Isles. This is Foggy's favorite map against Undead, historically. I wonder what he does with it. Remo, you want to play, or?
Oh, whoops. Sorry about that.
But it's...
Yeah, I'm going to show Foggy how to play Night Elf here. Let's do it.
Well, I know you have a very good Undead and a decent Orc, but Night Elf... You always say that it's just A-click. Well, that's what they say.
More than just A-click against Happy.
That's what you say about Night Elf for like 15 years or longer. But it's interesting to see that Foggy is not experimenting too much anymore. There's no mass archer. There's no attempt of a mass air anymore. It's just, this seems to be his strategy, at least for today. At least for now.
Yeah, and I think it's the wisest choice. Of course, throwing in a curveball and hoping that the opponent isn't ready for it, there's an argument to be made for that as well. But Happy's seen most of it. Happy plays ladder all the time. Not only is Happy so good in standard games, he's also almost always cheese-proof. And against the mass air, Happy has become really good. Against the mass archers, he has become really good. And those styles just don't seem to be doing too well if you're in an even game. If you get far ahead, then yeah, they can work. But you can't expect to get ahead early on against Happy. He's just too bulletproof normally. So yeah, I like that Foggy's playing the standard style. And even if he's not too not too versatile and rather predictable with that.
Echo Isles it is. And with that, there's of course one specialty. One specialty that is also on Northern Isles. Only one shop. And we saw Amazonia Happy carrying an invul pod on every single one of his heroes. That will not be the case here. Pretty sure. So maybe if we have an even opening, an even tier 2, Foggy could go for the heroes down the road. But let's see what hero he picks first.
You're waiting for the warden, aren't you?
A little bit. I want him to try it. Maybe not now. Maybe not here.
No.
He would get owned so hard.
I like that he's sticking it out with the Demon Hunter now.
Yeah, he plays the Demon Hunter really, really well. I totally understand that, and he should just stick to his guns. And I would love to see it. Remo, how would you know if he gets dominated and annihilated?
I've seen Happy play multiple times, many times actually, against Warden, and nobody has ever come close to beating him other than Lolite. And Lolite is just crazy with the Warden.
A player's forces are under attack.
This is a very hard map for Demon Hunter creeping level 3, so this might be Foggy going back to his old roots, going level 1 or level 2 Demon Aggressive, which I wouldn't mind on this map, because you need to buy time for a few archers at least. And yeah, having the proper creep route here to find your level 2 mana burn isn't too easy, and something that perhaps Happy can try to scout for, to abuse, and punish possibly.
I mean, it's also generally, for all the smaller maps, it's much easier to apply pressure here. And I think that's something that, at the end of the day, is going to tilt things in favor of Happy. He's usually the one who, I mean, he is the micro king. So as annoying as the Demon Hunter is going to be, if Foggy oversteps just once as he did in the last game, Happy is going to make sure that he capitalizes on it again. So it's going to be super dangerous for the Demon Hunter to just venture out the entire time.
You remember how we were a couple of days ago casting, and there's always, we were saying, Happy's narrow tower in the back there, weird. And I was like, yeah, and it's always there.
Yeah.
Why is it always there? I really don't get it.
I thought you're coming in with an explanation now, because, why would you ask me? You're the architect.
Yeah, I really don't get it, because if you are going to upgrade it, because which is what you're going to do if you're Happy, because you'll always do the same thing, why not have it further forward? I really don't understand. Perhaps there is no reason. Perhaps Happy just thinks, I just need a narrow tower somewhere, and that is all the attention to it that is required. Anyways, we have a fast expansion, so Foggy is changing it up. Yeah, he's playing Demon, but he's playing a Tree of Life on the way to tier 2, so this is going to be, if tier 3 at all, a very delayed one.
This could be the Mass Archer play again then, right?
Could be. Either Mass Dryad or Mass Archer, probably.
Did Happy scout this already? I don't
think he did. Like, he had a scout earlier at the bottom first, but I don't think he actually saw the expansion.
Yeah, I think he scouted for the bottom right part of this island, but not the Merc camp. That will be interesting if he sees it.
A player's forces are under attack.
Foggy classic with this style is to wait to creep the natural until the Naga comes out on tier 2 to play it really safe. It seems like this time he's gonna change it up.
Oh, that would be a great alternate, but he didn't see it.
Sees the archer moving. Might be an indicator. It feels like Happy knows somehow.
I mean, he's gonna get a kill here.
That was his last coil, though. And Demon Hunter got the big boy and the claws.
I feel he doesn't get much more value out of the coil, right? Because he's going to get mana burned one way or another. So the only thing he can do is either when he engages into the fight, drop a coil on whatever standing, but like finishing off one archer at least. It's not going to get more value out of the coil than that.
That is very true. Naga and Boots. So Happy is the one with the pressure.
Yeah, and have fun establishing that expansion now.
A town
Yeah.
is under siege.
Well, he gets the Naga on his own. Expansion is not there yet, just moving over. And the DK is already at 50%.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, one fiend in. Archers are not here.
There's no staff, second fiend. Well, Foggy's Naga, that's a trade, right? One more slow. But there's Boots on Happy, and she might just be getting away. Oh, Wisp! Block! No!
Yeah, so hero kill, and now he can try and turn it around as well.
It's only level 1 hero though. She's gonna be back very soon, and then Happy can't go for the trading anymore because his Naga is too low. It's not the end of the world.
A player's forces are under attack.
Foggy needs to detonate, gets it. And the tree has arrived, so Naga is back in a couple of seconds, but only now the tech. And he has no Hunt Salt, so he's stuck on archers for a long time.
And again, Foggy's chasing the Naga.
It's
You
gonna
can't
fall.
kill her. She has boots.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't.
Yeah, I thought he was being able to get in from above a little bit quicker than that. And the Naga on Foggy's side is now back, so putting the pressure onto the Death Knight again. Expansion is currently entangling the gold mine, so that's there. Main base of Happy, we have the tech into tier 3 now, a slaughterhouse up.
Happy is supply stuck. Remo, is that a build or a little mistake? He's floating in gold.
Yeah, that must be definitely a little late.
Yeah.
Could have had the Slaughter and the Ziggurat both a little bit sooner, probably. But he's gonna be able to spend his resources. It's not a nobody cares bro situation.
Damn, we should really make a t-shirt out of that. But
That's a
too
good
late.
idea, actually. Big healing for the demon. Oh, that's so good. Not gonna have Reju to rely on this time. Only Moon Juice, and now this heal pot for healing sources for the demon, who's gonna be the sole frontline
Player's
tank
forces are under
with this
attack.
strategy. Normally, the way the strategy fails is Undead gets to 60, maybe 70 supply, gets to high-level heroes, and moves a couple of A-bombs into the archers, Nova, Fog Lightning, and boom, everything dies. So, even pressuring all-inning this expansion doesn't have to be the play. If you can accelerate across the map and can creep up more and more and can secure yourself the levels, you can be fine, because no matter how big this archer army becomes, it's not like Foggy can ever force a fight. He doesn't really have catch. He has Cold Arrow, okay, but that's not so good. And he can never fight into Happy's main. So Happy, despite being down a base, can actually play this pretty patiently if he wants to.
And finds the Ring of Regeneration, which in combination with the statues is pretty neat for his Death Knight now too. Level 3 for him as well, so yeah, Undead heroes are looking a bit better now. Same creep on the left side. And Foggy at this point is also done with the Tree of Eternity. So third hero
Player's
coming up,
forces
and you
are
get a
under
Priestess.
Oh yeah, that's the 10% damage boost, but I think she's still a reliability. So easy to nuke, especially with the Lich coming out. What's the upgrades? 1-0 plus marksmanship? That's alright. But Happy, will he find the timing again? Destroyer upgrade, 50% done. And here's the Lich, and an Orb, and a Shop Creep, and then he's ready to push.
He didn't go for a heal scroll, by the way. Having that first heal scroll against Nova Fog Lightning is really important normally. I think the demon wants to get it right now. Oh, but Happy is here, ready to intercept.
Invul goes to Happy, so Naga is protected. Lich can be coiled. There is still a little gold for Happy left over. Gets the heal scroll. We have a Moonwell and a shop at the expansion. Foggy, is he ready to hold this?
A player's forces are
Spending
under
a
attack.
lot of golden items.
The Naga's gonna hit 3 now as well. So he just gets a small creep down here, gets the Naga on 3, so he has the level 2 Fog Lightning coming up. And with the Lich now in, Orb of Corruption, I mean, as I said, spends a ton of money on items, but that army is already scary as hell.
2 gold in the mix, left over from the early. Foggy just refusing to go into upkeep. Quite bold. No ball Fog Lightning, there it is. The Berserker gets taken out right away. Return Fog Lightning as well, going for the bottom right away. She had the heal pot and a Moonwell, barely stays alive. So far, Foggy mitigating the losses fairly well. Another heal pot used on the Naga. Bottom is gonna go down. She's just simply too squishy. Now only 2 heroes left here for Foggy, and the Demon needs to be careful. Heal pot number 1 used. Did he forget about the dust? Yes, he did. But there's a shop here and a reveal from the crystal ball.
The bottom had the orb, so that's a big miss on damage. Demon Hunter might be forced into a TP thanks to the Frost Arrow chasing him. And alright, it's a nice synergy. Can he make it? It's 1,000 gold for Foggy. TP now. Lich is in trouble in the back. I didn't even see that. But yeah, I'm not a fan of giving the orb to the bottom.
Yeah.
She's just dead.
Merc camp opened up here. This is really good now for Foggy. Why is he not just buying everything?
I don't know, man.
600 gold plus still.
Definitely has the resources. Wisp Detonate now, trying to connect it here. Mana already drained. Mana Burn comes in against the Lich again, but still the Orb of Corruption is doing wonders here, and the Demon Hunter is under constant pressure. And now he doesn't have those potions anymore.
Can go for 1. He's still at 500 gold. How can he still be at 500 gold? Here comes Happy with an Abomination. Not spreading the disease cloud yet. That should be.
Happy falls back.
Yeah. No
Yes,
counter
no
expansion.
mana. Statue has nothing either.
True. No counter
I've seen
expansion.
this kind of game before. If Happy just turtles, gets up to 65, and then forces a fight, possibly even against 80 Night Elf supply. It's not impossible.
Foggy with a backup shop and 63 supply. Now he invests so much. 3rd attack upgrade and Roar comes in. So the Lord transition is about to be done. And then we have Reju and sick archer damage.
I mean, Happy is investing more and more in items right now, and a little bit of creeping too. I don't really think that he can get the Lich to a proper level, but still.
Oh yeah, remember the early games, the early stage of the cast when I said, oh, he won't have invulns on all 3 heroes. We are getting there.
We have seen this late game addition before by Foggy, the bear thrown into for the roar. We've seen that fail before. I feel like this is putting too many eggs in one basket. It's not like he's lacking damage. In my opinion, he's lacking toughness. He's lacking tankability. This is why with his strat, I would prefer to see MGs, but okay, he's going all out damage, Diablo style. He has sick damage to be fair. Archers with basically, with marksmanship and roar and everything, 7.5 attack upgrades.
I mean, if you can hold on to the expansion for the entire time and don't give Happy an opening, then eventually just you capitalizing on that second source of income is going to just grant you the win. If there's no counter expansion and Happy hasn't expanded, he's keeping up the pressure, and shifting the aggression towards the main base is definitely not a bad idea. Forces Foggy to react and actually come out of that turtle shell that he established at the bottom left.
Oh, denying
Getting a
the
bit of free damage in here.
Very surprised that Happy is not going for an expansion. At one point he will, probably, but... I mean, he's in no upkeep as well. Yeah. It's not the worst thing.
If he banks to like 1100, 1200 gold, he can go up to 70.
Yeah.
But he's breaking before that.
He has also no lumber left. Like, nothing.
Sure.
That's the problem when you bring all the ghouls.
Still 500 gold. Invul is ready exactly now. That's the 3rd, so... Oh, so much. 2 heal scrolls, 3 invuls. Lots of mana. Oh, Foggy, you should go creeping there now.
And there's not really a lot left on the map in terms of creep cams. If he wants to creep, there's a couple of small ones that he can still grab.
You can maybe use a tree or a shop to eat through the forest at the bottom left of the Entangled Gold Mine to have an opening there to the turtle. Isn't that likely to be creep jack then?
That poor Death Knight, every single time he appears, just gets a mana burn to the face. It's like, yeah, 73, 74, nothing.
Oh, nice AoE with the Nova Fog Lightning, but Foggy keeps his units alive. Shadow Priest doing a decent job right there. Once again, no TP, right? And only in quotes one staff. Demon Hunter might be forced into it soon. Oh, anti-magic, I love that. And Roar as well.
Sooner or later, Happy has to TP out of here. He's trying to trade as well as he can before that is the case. So far, the other has lost nothing, but that's changing right now with more A-bombs falling.
Wow.
And I'm surprised he's still staying in this one. Happy, looking to trade, looking to fight. But
What is
Fiend's
he
all
doing?
low, Hero's all out of mana.
What's happening? It's 2 Abominations gone. About to be 2 more Fiends. The Destroyer is hurt as well.
Happy just feels he can't give Foggy the time that he would have if he TPs back out, so now he loses everything here. Without mana, those heroes just don't do enough for him. The potions of invulnerability still there, but he's down to 45 supply, and Foggy is still sitting at 70, even if he has to retreat here. Look at hero levels, or the hero HP. He's actually dropping low, but even if he has to get out of there, he still has the resources.
It's level ups though. Level 4 DK,
Yeah.
that's a massive one. Level 2 Lich is actually massive as well because of Frost Armor against the Demon Hunter. It's happening, boys. It's happening.
A player's
But Happy is
forces are
super
under
broke
attack.
on lumber. He can't get Fiends. He can't get statues. He can get items, okay. But that's it. Mana burn out of Invis again. This time Foggy got the items.
But it's so hard to deal with the heroes. So hard now to deal with Happy's heroes.
Which is honestly insane to me. I mean, you have the Orb and of course the Naga also, but like they pretty much had no mana throughout the entire fight. There's pretty much no abilities that we've really seen used.
And that's the thing, there's no lockdown, no control in this army. Happy can utilize his micro prowess like he can in no other game. But guess what? There comes a Fog Lightning and suddenly the DK's dead. Fiend falls, A-bomb falls. Happy was about to turn this game around.
He has
Oh
a lot
boy.
of gold. He can go to the tavern. Might be a little too expensive.
Can someone do the math on this, by the way? This must have been the perfect threshold for the Fog Lightning kill. It felt like it shouldn't have killed, but it did.
He must be pissed. You have the potion of this invulnerability in there and the TP.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it just gets you killed.
That was 600 gold. Just gone. And time.
A player's forces
And
are
Foggy's
under
just
attack.
spent 1,000 gold on items and more
He's
units.
got Chims.
What? Where? What?
Late game double Chim Roost.
Ah! Whoa, he has 3? I completely missed that. Focused on the action. And
Against one Crypt Fiend.
yeah, yeah. These statues, man. Poor souls. And he's checking with the most wonderful owl that this game has to offer if there's an expansion or not, which is not the case.
Forces are under attack.
So, Foggy, will you claim your match points right here? Creeping more. Level 2 on the true shot. It's gonna be insane.
Happy has to kite. He certainly cannot fully fight into this. Looking for the new kills in the back on the archers.
The statues get just zipped away.
Yeah.
80 supply against 50. I mean, he's still floating 700 gold, but he's still low on lumber, and yeah, GG.
Oh, it's happening!
Foggy!
2 match points now. When does this ever happen? The surprises could be happening here.
Yesterday in the Heroes Heart Invitational, we said Foggy, as long as Happy isn't participating, is always playing out of his mind. But today, finally, he's bringing his A game into a tournament where the Emperor is also standing. And now 2 match points for Foggy.
And he
That
is
has to
switching.
screw with Happy's head, right?
Yeah. I
I
think
mean,
so.
game
too.
1, no, but like, if you have to play 2 games and you know if you make 1 mistake, you're out, that has to even, like, affect Happy a little bit.
It's also, this was the perfect map for it though. If this was a bigger map, if there was more creeps to go around, Happy can go to 4-3-3 much faster. He can get more and more archer kills with the nukes from the back. He can threaten the Demon Hunter more. So the smallest maps are out of the pool, AZ and Echo. And that is good for Happy. We have big maps left with lots of creeps.
Yeah, the last time. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, which means okay, so we have Terranos is definitely vetoed. So we have LR and Twisted probably in. Wait, I'm forgetting
It's
about
Concealed Hill. Maps
that.
up.
Concealed. Okay.
Concealed is now. Last map should probably be Last Refuge.
Yes.
Yes. So, what I think is impressive is last time that Foggy went full distance with Happy, it was mass archers all the way, just as we've seen on Echo Owls. Now he has 2 strategies that work at some point. And Foggy's taking a little break here to get some rest, which of course will be granted. So yeah, it's not that one-trick pony anymore. It's not that Happy can expect that.
I like that he's adjusting it to the map. I think Echo Isles makes a lot of sense. Mass Archers makes a lot of sense on Echo because Happy's heroes won't spiral out of control because of the low number of creeps. Damn, Foggy. And Blade must be watching this game and he's like, God damn it.
No, yeah.
Regardless of who I have to play, what kind of task is this for me?
That's actually a really good point. Especially since he probably prepared for Foggy the entire time. It's not only that you have to go up against Happy, you already expected to play against one player and prepared for him, and then it all swaps against you.
Man, we have a lot of long games today. Yule Cup already, and these games keep on delivering.
Do you guys think that Blade prepares?
I mean, he better for a series like this, why wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I don't know. He's just Blade. He's unique. Not only his nickname. Whew.
I mean, he played already against him. That's the thing. It's not like you go up against Happy. He played against Happy in the winner bracket. That's actually who dropped him down into the losers. Yeah. And that wasn't a close series. Not only score-wise, the games themselves were also not really something where like, yeah, that could have ended either way. So he's going to be very unhappy about that if that happens.
Okay, we are very happy that game 4 starts. Foggy could be the one to win the series against Happy after 3 years, a best of 5 series against Happy, and make it to the grand final of the Ryzing Star Cup. But Happy, he tied up the series once, and usually he would do that again. This is Concealed Hill once again. Happy's map choice, his last map choice.
Damn, I'm enjoying this game this day, guys. I was worried that Happy was gonna stomp through here, as has been the case in all of the seasonal Ryzing Star Cup tournaments, pretty much, with a few exceptions. But Foggy bringing his absolute A game. I hope he can keep up this level. We saw on Northern Isles, Foggy struggles a little bit, makes a few mistakes, and bam, Happy's there to punish, and the game's pretty much instantly over. So he needs to keep up this impeccable level of play.
It's honestly super impressive. I mean, how many times has he now faced off against Happy just in this tournament series alone? And it always just went one way. It was crazy. Happy dominated him so hard, it was absolutely insane. He schooled him game after game. And now Foggy just coming back and being able to get 2 wins against him and taking the lead here too. It's incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Foggy is a workhorse. Oh, sorry.
Would have been the easiest thing in the world to develop a mental block against Happy after all those victories, after so many years of just getting owned game after game. But today, Foggy is showing up in full force.
And Foggy is a workhorse. Like, if he has this nemesis guy, he practices so long until he beats that guy. That was the case with TH. That was the case with Infi. That was the case with 120. He's still working on the Happy thing, but he's never giving up. That is really impressive about Foggy.
The crazy stuff is that in this case, with the way that the tournament, of course, runs in a double elimination system, there's a really good chance that if you are able to take down Happy in the winner bracket final, you're going to face off against him in the grand final again.
Yeah. That's fun, huh?
Well...
Foggy would love this to be a normal Star Cup, I guess, but nope. We have a fallback net for Happy, and this happened before in a WC3R Cup, a Russian tournament, where he was defeated by Hawk in the winner bracket, but then the lower bracket, he just owned it.
Which brings you basically also back to the endless discussion, do you give an advantage to the person that comes through the winner bracket outside of having to play less series?
Yeah.
Does he get like a 1-0 in a best of 5, in a best of 7 or whatnot? Like always the back and forth.
Yeah, here we have no advantage for the winners. Just chill a little.
Good pressure from the demon already. Surprised he can make it over before all the creeps have been taken out. And if he gets the last hit, that will be level 2. Wisp is ready for the detonate.
For one skeleton, it's not really worth it. Saves it. Second skeleton wants this now, but I guess he will take care of that as well.
Players' forces are under attack.
Smart idea by Happy to just say, okay, if you're over at my yellow and trying to disrupt me there, I can just send the ghouls to the green. He does so. Gets the mantle, gets the level 2. Which Foggy also will be reaching here. And whoa!
Oh.
That early
Okay.
expansion again.
Yep.
Which most likely means Mass Archer again. Wait, is Happy looking for this right now?
No way. Yes, he is.
What?
It's either this spot or the spot behind the merchant.
He's so insane!
That timing on that scout.
And with more skeletons coming, with the DK coming, this is definitely a cancel.
Staff now.
DK has the boots now too.
Wow,
wait.
DK
Can he
with
save
boots.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
get the
Naga
boots.
second again.
Got the boots for the DK, and the staff actually allowed him to staff over to the expansion in an attempt to hold it longer.
Where are the wisps? Here they come.
Might be a little late, but DK right-click damage is not that big, and the archers deal with the skeletons. Foggy reacting well to this.
And this is the downside of the so-called happy build, the 4 ghouls into fiends. Your aggressive potential is so very, very limited that a greedy expo like this, even if scouted, can not be cancelled oftentimes. But, much unlike Echo Isles, this is a super hard expansion to creep. There's no way you're creeping this without an Ancient of War or a tree to block for you.
Yeah,
So
now
this
that he
Naga
has
pressure now from Happy is pretty scary.
exactly now that he has the Naga, first Fiend out, 2 ghouls. So the thing is, as long as Foggy doesn't mine from that expansion, it doesn't actually matter. So before it's actually set up, that's a totally different story than that too. I mean, if you can force a cancel, which is actually likely at this point, that would of course be insane. But even if you just delay the creep of the gold mine, that would already be huge. But he seems to have the damage output to maybe force that here. And takes a couple of archers out in the process as well.
I'm not sure if this expansion will fall anymore. He can't repair it now. He can't eat trees. Archers are suffering, but Naga is in. So he kills a ghoul as well, but Expo
Players'
holds.
forces are under attack.
Yeah, 2 archers down though. Naga is still getting chased here. Both of them have boots.
It's also a lot of time where the tier 3 is progressing for Happy, so the Lich
Yeah.
is getting closer and closer.
Again, low level. This time, both Nagas seem to survive. But the tree as well.
Ooh. Might not be a bad idea to go for a heal pot now on the Naga and to go back in, but Happy does not invest into the potion of healing.
I mean, Foggy is in a spot right now where he has to get the expansion up as quickly as he can. If you invest early on into this, then you know that Happy is creeping at this point.
A player's
Naga
forces
over on
are
the
under
left,
attack.
getting a few HP back, and if you can just interrupt with the Death Knight as much as possible right now, delay this maybe a little bit longer. Take an archer down or 2, that would be insane for Happy in addition to the fast attack that he has. Oh, the Naga.
Oh, the DK.
Yeah,
Might be forced
that too.
into a town portal. Mass repair by Foggy.
Ooh.
Oh my god, everything is so hurt. Except the Demon Hunter. What a carry. He's just standing tall in the middle of the chaos.
Very aggressive game, very low level game. Barely any creeping here so far.
Foggy's teching, by the way, as well. Huntress Hall added now. Second Engine of War. This is mass archers once more.
A player's
Like
forces
really
are under
greedy
attack.
game from him, but as Remo said earlier, against this he can get away with it. Tier 3 take nearly done for Happy now. Okay.
It's opening up the natural, which is not that easy to creep without a statue. So yeah, thinking of expanding perhaps. The thing is here, Happy can still go for a push, can see if he wins with this push, and if he doesn't win, he can still fall back, creep a ton, and get high
A
levels.
player's forces
Something
are
that's
under
not
attack.
doable on Echo Isles, as it is here.
The Demon Hunter again with the invisibility potion. That must be like potion number 7 in this series. So much scouting, a little bit of a surprise factor, getting more mana burns out with that. And it's not that expensive, so I think it's fine. It's a good move.
I mean, he's also creeping in the middle of the map right now, so he's actually in a spot where he can really quickly get his hero levels up, which was a huge deal actually in game number 1 for him. Has a level 3 already for the Demon Hunter. Deathknight should get that now as well. Lich is out, so we're gonna see the Orb too in just a moment.
Still waiting for the gold, but then it's pretty much daytime. Go time, not daytime. It is daytime as well. Speaking of which, how's the moon juice looking? Not that good. We have one single moon well with mana left.
Priestess third again.
Marksmanship coming. This time we have no Moonwells at the expansion. We had that on Echo, and I think that was very smart. 2 Moonwells just to be able to get some mana and HP back. This time...
Potion of Greater Mana for him, by the way.
Ooh,
For
sweet.
the Night Elf.
A player's forces are
Okay.
under attack.
For the Naga, it's
You can
decent.
get the Forked Lightning on level 2.
Speaking of greater mana, usually in the series between them, Happy always gets one of these greater mana potions, then he wins the game because
He has one. The
See?
timing.
exactly this. What es demonstrando?
And early A-bomb this time. With illusions, with
Oh wow.
Disease Cloud coming in. This is a scary push. Happy has a supply lead right now.
But
a
Foggy,
small one.
Foggy sees it. What can he do?
This is so scary for Foggy.
But if he holds it,
Yeah.
A town is under attack.
I mean, if he holds it, he has a big shot of making it to the grand final directly through the winner bracket.
And he has more wisps for the detonate. If he realizes this is illusions, he can take care of them.
I mean, it's double Death Knight now, so that also makes like take your pick at trying to drain one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, he knows which one's the right one. Comes in, or right, gets the mana burn in, and he has a one of himself. So all of a sudden, there's Demon Hunters everywhere.
Oh, the Naga! In deep trouble, but gets the heal scroll very early on. On the other side, Happy's Naga is in jeopardy as well. Demon Hunter is being controlled. Frost Arrow on him over and over. DK, nice movement, always out of range of that Demon Hunter.
Another call comes in, saving the Fiends. So far, only ghouls have died, I believe, which is kind of their purpose. Wisp detonates from the back, but guess what? Mana Potion, the big one here being popped. Happy has many more coils now to use.
Town is under siege.
Foggy's still not at that high supply. Once again, a lot of gold for him. Still more than 500 Gs. Not in upkeep yet. Doesn't look like he has the numbers here.
Honestly, that rare mana potion is so much better for Happy than it was for Foggy, just simply because there's not enough mana burns around to just drain all of that out. So he gets another one out, keeps a lot of those units alive much longer than he was in previous games. The Lich is in trouble though, still being chased, but the Demon Hunter coming back in the fight. Priest is down and the Naga also in trouble. The Naga on the side of Happy is also dead.
Portem was killed as well, so the aura is gone, and once again the orb is gone. Foggy down to 47, but Happy dropping quite some supply as well. I would love to see more with whoa, that fog lightning! And now the Demon Hunter is in the back to clean this up. This 9 supply dropping. Foggy, are you doing this?
Is it finally happening? The Lich comes back in looking for more kills, but he might be dying right away. Mana burn, right clicks. Demon has the boots.
Oh
he can run him
boy.
down.
No way to save this Lich.
Player's forces are
3
under
years.
attack.
This is history in the making.
That must be it. That
Well, Fogg is at 39 supply. He lost
He's at
his
39
entire
supply.
army.
And how to kill the A-bombs?
How to kill the A-bombs. The Demon Hunter must be the carry. Disease Cloud is so good, by the way. The Demon Hunter has to do it. He got an orb himself now. Ooh, Colton Forest. And TP out. Expo still stands. The big thing now is that Happy took out the second engine of war. Foggy didn't rebuild it. So he's only on one archer production. Can he recover before the second push comes in?
Did his Naga really die with a potion? Did Happy actually slip up there?
Again? Yeah, with an invul. Once more. Just as the DK on map number 3.
There's an Acolyte sent out.
A player's forces
Happy's
are
trying
under
to
attack.
expand. I can't believe that Foggy held this. He was 50 versus 50. He's not supposed to survive there. Really well done. But red camp now for Happy. Could be a big aura. Again, it's the wrong aura.
Wow.
Second time.
Let's not say...
There's a Demon Hunter again.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's not say he's unlucky because of the great mana potion, but when it comes to auras, it could have been better. Foggy can easily creep the red drake. For maybe a true shot. Which he has, which would be bullshit. So, Woods of Khaldor or something.
The Naga gets level 3 here. The Lich could actually get level 3 as well if he solo creeps him at the fountain.
I mean, the thing is, in the next fight, he's not going to have that greater mana potion again. So if the Demon Hunter comes in again with an invisibility and just gets the drain in against the Death Knight, it's going to be so much harder to keep those A-bombs alive. One of the main reasons why he was able to keep them alive throughout the entire first fight was that he could use the mana potion in the back and just get at least 2 more of those coils out before the Demon Hunter was ready again for the mana burns and got him low. So next time it's going to be a bit easier for Foggy to actually take this down.
Oh, Foggy's trying to steal the item. He's got a slot.
Patiently waiting.
A player's forces are under attack.
We saw this before today by Sock against Fly with an invisible footman. Seeing this twice in one day.
Happy's anticipating it though. He's right on top of the drop.
Wow. Lionhorn, big one.
Yeah.
And Boots of Khaldor on the other side. So all the big camps have been cleared.
Yeah, Naga's nearly level 4 for Foggy.
Does he have yeah, he does.
More potions as well now, so another Invo
The
potion.
town is under
And
For the
more
Lich this time.
Third attack
2.
upgrade for the archers again. That scales so well with the true shot aura.
He's solo creeping the Lich to get him to 3 now.
Yeah. With the remainders of the green camps, that might be enough. And Foggy, like, he can't fight at the moment. He needs at least 10 more supply. He's going Tim Roost again. Okay. Well, that gives Happy a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Happy has the expansion running now, so he has his own second source of income.
There we go, level 3 Lich.
He pulls the ghouls again. I wonder if he has enough lumber to support this. He needs a lot of fiends then again. He has 3 and crazy micro, so maybe he doesn't need more than 3 fiends actually.
Happy's trying to test the waters. The thing is, if he finds the archer army somewhere, Cold Nova Fog Lightning can easily lead to kills. And the thing to be remembered here is there's very little catch in Foggy's army.
Alright, mana burn.
One bear is out. We have roar. 4, 3, 2.
I mean, honestly, this spot is so much better for Happy than in the previous game. He's even supply with his opponents, 2 base versus 2 base. Upgrades are great for Foggy, but even on hero level side, it's not like the Night of player has a massive lead or anything.
I think he saw the double Chimros, by the way. We have web coming now.
I mean, if he didn't see it, he's gonna anticipate it for sure, right? Like, it's like the second time now that Foggy plays in the series.
Yeah. The third, actually. AZ, Echo, and now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Moonwells to use if Happy is pushing into this position.
He sends the ghouls back, by the way, for lumber.
Yeah, that's good. Could certainly use a couple of upgrades.
3-0 on archers, 0-0 on the fiends.
That even in supply. This is awesome. Foggy 2-1. Happy. If he can force game 5, that would be awesome. As much as I would really, like, honestly, Foggy is amazing and he deserves a win against Happy, but I would not mind at all if this goes on to the final map.
I hope it's twisted. That would be epic.
Already foregone conclusion. Remo is already done with this. This is like map 5, come, bring it.
Well, it's Happy at not a deficit. Normally, if Happy's not a deficit after 15 minutes, there's a certain way the game goes.
He needs to send out the Wisps, and that's gonna be a Fork Lightning immediately. Over and over, and that's a snipe.
Is it?
Goodbye extension.
Oh! Wow, barely.
Pretty clean, actually.
Yeah.
Lost 2 fiends for that, but that's an easy trade.
Yeah. Foggy is supply stuck. He can't rise to 80. But he queued 2 Chimeras. Maybe it's just a rebound now.
I mean, honestly, at this point, the onus is on Foggy. Now that he knows that there's an expansion for Happy too, so he's the one who actually needs to go on the offensive and just execute a bit of pressure here.
But also, just like on Amazonia, you can't just wait for the 1,006 or 1,500 gold in the main and then move the tree over. Or he just counterattacks like a madman.
This is a difficult position. There's Blight, there's 2 towers, there's the shop. I love the shop. Just waiting for the casual Happy destroyers dispelling the Demon Hunter invisibly. I've seen it before.
Yeah,
A player's forces are
Knopf is
under
watching.
attack.
How does that feel? Oh, there we go. Oh, Web was good. First Chimera taken out immediately.
Level 4 for the Naga has it now. Foggy, so a little bit ahead on the levels, but only on the second hero with the Lich now also on level 3. You have a huge amount of nuking. Once the Death Knight hits 5, you're in trouble.
Man, the Chimeras, they don't do anything. They're focused right away. Demon Hunter also dropping to 2/3, rather 50%. And Foggy stubbornly focusing the hero. Nothing else has damage.
No, at this point, I mean, seriously, Foggy loses everything here, especially the archers in the back just don't stand a chance, and all the big units of the front are already gone. Demon Hunter can get focused again in just a second. Foggy is down to 51, 71 for Happy at this point. He has all the advantages here.
Even the Shredder comes in. Might that be enough? The hero's running away. The level 2 aura, once again, a big help. The army can't be taken out anymore, but perhaps Foggy can find the hero kills. Massive supply lead, though, for Happy. Has to be careful about those heroes. Perhaps a TP transfer is required. The Naga, she is dying.
Just like that. There's still a TP. What's happening at the expansion? Shredder is doing a wonderful job. Potom is getting level 3. But he's losing more and
Archer's
more.
dying, though.
Yep.
Just to the towers.
Yep.
Disease Cloud plus towers. This one single Nerup is so insanely good to control the demon, by the way. Pretty good tower.
It's a 25 supply lead right now. Look at the Demon Hunter. If he... Okay, bought back the Naga. Yeah, Happy's at 65 supply. Expansion still not running at the top. Main base nearly gone for Foggy, then he can move the tree over. But he's going to lose a lot of resources compared to his opponent. Shredder's down 2. I mean, it's not like he's short on lumber or anything, but still.
New Chimeras.
I mean, honestly, this has to be lights out. Unless he hits a lucky punch and takes one of the heroes down, gets a snipe against the Death Knight like he did on Echo Isles, then I think Foggy doesn't stand a chance to come back in this one. If he gets the kill against the hero, on the other hand, then it's a cleanup job, maybe.
It's an extremely tough position. I like more and more A-bombs getting sprinkled in. There's no way you're gonna get surprised by 4 chims anymore. There's not enough economy to back that up. And they're gonna be good tanks and spread the disease. Oh, Invis dispelled! Oh, almost. You didn't see him. He just had the feeling.
A player's forces
Why
are under
not?
attack.
Oh. Waiting for it.
I feel like Foggy not having armor upgrades is not that
Expands
great.
again.
Ah, yeah. In the middle.
Oh, the Naga! Oh, and... There it is. That's game.
Frostmourne hungers and we go full distance.
Damn, dude.
That was close. And that was Happy's pick.
All right. Who wins?
Well, because we're able to watch this series together.
Nice dodge. Nice dodge.
Please be twisted. Please be twisted.
Okay, what? Fuck it. I say Foggy wins this.
As much as I believe in him, I don't really think so.
I think today is the day. The day that Back to Warcraft casts with Khaldor on one stream is the day that Foggy beats him.
Foggy realizes now that it doesn't matter if he beats him in the Winnerbracket Grand Final or the Grand Final, and just goes for the big victory in the last series of the day. Just you wait.
It's last refuge, by the way. Okay.
All right. Still makes for
That
great
would be a
games.
story, though. Think about that in a second. Loses on the 5th map, goes down, takes Blade out, goes up against Happy again, and wins it with a 3-0.
3-0 against Happy. If that
Okay,
happens, I don't know.
Make it a 3-1. I'm generous today.
Yeah. If that happens, like, AMD should send him a golden boat to the Ukraine as an award.
Yeah, big thanks to AMD, by the way. We haven't had a chance to talk about that too much yet. Sponsoring this all.
Yeah, for 14 weeks we have this, and counting, like more even. 17, I guess. 16, 17. So streamers are coming in. We're waiting for Happy. He takes his time.
Happy's in.
Oh yeah. As an
Just has
observer.
to swap over.
This best of 5 is going to be going beyond 2 hours, man.
Yeah. And no downtimes. It was just straight up game after game after game.
Amazing Warcraft. By far the best that Europe has to offer.
Yeah.
If Blade can stay on this level as well later on, this is going to be one of our best days in a long time as far as quality matches goes.
Khaldor the lucky charm.
I had so many 3-0s, it was actually really unlucky. The game yesterday, the series between Ixlot and Blade was probably the best there. Finally a 5-man, but yeah.
So, last refuge, last map. Whoever wins this stands in the Ryzing Star Cup Grand Final. And if Foggy wins this, he's the first European player to win a best of 5 series against the Emperor in more than 3 years. History in the making now, or the normal result?
The normal result. I mean, it's so true, but it's so sad at the same time. I mean, the comments immediately after you see the bracket, you know, it's just like, I just give Happy the money. Like, for that alone, you really wish Foggy a bit of luck here. But then again, if you're that good, you kind of deserve it, so Happy just murdering.
Oh boy. As far as opening builds go, we don't see a change up here. That is not something to be expected from Happy, certainly. And also from Foggy. The days of the neutral heroes are kind of over. Especially against Undead, they just fall way too far behind. Same is the case for the Keeper, so we're sticking with the Demon Hunter, the one reliable, strong late game option that Night Elf seems to have nowadays in this matchup.
I mean, last map, really, that snipe at the expansion was just absolutely perfectly timed from Happy. If it doesn't come to that, then different story.
Yeah, that was kind of the neck-breaking move. But even if he doesn't get that, I think he can still rely on his heroes. His expansion was still coming up. He was keeping even in supply, even after losing his 2 heroes in the north. I thought it was over, but it was not. He killed so many archers that it was still an alright position.
I mean, the good thing for him there was that both of those heroes were still relatively low, so you have them back a lot quicker, you don't drop too much experience onto the opponent. But yeah, it definitely looked a bit shaky. But the thing is, him surviving there was just fantastic. But as you said, even if the base doesn't get taken out, it's not like Happy is out of the game just yet. But it would have made it a lot more difficult for him to get through there.
Yeah. And as I pointed out earlier in that 4th map, it was a lot of creeps left, so Happy could get the levels. He got to force 3-3 before he had to defend at his expansion. And that is also something that should be doable here if the game might look similar, because LR, it is a pretty big map. We have tons of creeps to go around. So he should be able to rely on high-level heroes once again, no matter how the game goes.
Okay, once again, the early aggression. But Happy trying to create some distance with the skeleton block. That would save one coil. That would speed up creeping a little bit. But yeah. As always, man. Happy hiding in his own base. Not even the Nerubian finished yet.
A player's forces are under attack.
What can Foggy do with his time?
The Death Knight, that moment when you move out with the Death Knight, you run straight into the Demon Hunter. You're just like, whatever, just drop the coil before he hits the mana burn.
A town
Oh,
is
the
under
skeleton
siege.
wakes up the creeps, so that way the wisp gets attacked. I didn't know that was possible.
Ooh.
Tiny little thing. Oh, the archers. Chasing down the acolyte as well.
A player's
Alright,
forces
every
are
little
under
thing
attack.
here is being utilized. 1900 hours, boots of speed, thank you. But no expansion yet. Now is the time to decide for Foggy. Does he go Hunter's Hall and one base tier 3, or does he go for the expansion?
There's an ancient moving over. But Hunter's Hall it is.
Yeah.
A player's forces are under attack.
So back to the early strats with dryads and bears and mountain giants. Not only archers anymore.
He needs to get the smoke cap creep. He needs to get level 3. And Happy might anticipate this. He's scouting with a skeleton. He sees where the archers are. Oh, and the Ancient of War runs into the creeps!
Oh, that's not supposed to happen.
Before the rest is there, Foggy. Uh-oh.
Oh no, he's not realizing this. He's busy with the Demon Hunter mana burning. His new favorite hobby. But what to do now? The archers can't tank. Or can they? He's trying to pull the aggro. This is such a big deal. This is such a
He's
big
losing
deal.
He's losing it.
I'm losing it as well.
A town is under
He actually says it.
What the?
Oh, the Archer! Okay, one down.
Oh, this is
Imagine if
expensive.
Happy was here.
a player's forces
Yeah,
are
if
under
Happy was here, that would be game already.
Skeleton?
He scouts it, he actually sees it.
Yes.
Sees it with the skeleton.
But Happy's not moving south. Oh boy. Is Agent of War still in trouble? No!
Oh my
that
god.
saved it already.
That's an Archer and an Ancient of War that he just lost. Did Happy actually still see the Ancient fall? Like, the skeleton was there, but it, like, disappeared a second before or after.
Nah, I don't think he saw that.
A player's forces
with the
are under
Naga.
attack.
The second hero once again for Happy. It's the Lich this time. Changing things
But
up.
again, it's once again one of these situations where Foggy just, like, when he's just on the verge of taking Happy down, and then he makes mistakes. Gets a bit nervous there.
Yeah.
A town is under siege.
And in this case, unforced.
Yeah, and that's such a painful one. Just walking too far in with the Ancient of War.
Yeah.
A player's forces are under attack.
And now he has, well, at least it makes the mid-game easy for him. He can't creep, so he has to be aggressive with his Naga. And the Demon. Oh, looking to get into position for a Cold Arrow. This might be a kill on a Fiend, actually. Depending on how good the block is.
Well, it's Happy. It's micro. It's great.
Alright, never mind. Fiend survives.
Yeah, Lich was also out. Could have used the Nova there to slow him down a little bit too. I can't believe that he lost that. I mean, the entire time he plays so well, and then that happens. On the 5th map.
Yeah. Foggy again has a nice Sentry Ward, but that will expire. Wait. Oh, that's risky.
Really? Going for the Magi?
Happy doesn't see this. He's expecting him somewhere else. So, alright.
A player's forces are under
Ankh,
attack.
not too bad.
Shouldn't you kill the High Priest here first, Foggy? Well, I guess not.
You and your
Happy.
min-maxing.
Steals the item. Wand of Mana Steal that can be really good against the demon. Oftentimes you find yourself at around 20, 30, 40 mana. Pop the wand, use the coil. Can help out a lot.
Honestly, that's huge for him. I mean, it's one of the main reasons why he was able to keep those emblems alive in the earlier games. So if you can just keep a couple of units alive a bit longer to that, it's fantastic. Or get a hero kill, of course.
Or he got a great mana potion again. I'm like 99% sure that Happy has a 100% win rate with potions of greater mana. Might need that.
Has to use it already though.
Yeah.
Keep the Lich alive. I think it would have been better to use the invul to keep the Lich alive and then block him to freedom. But that's perhaps not entirely reliable.
Ghoul Frenzy coming up. Orb.
Oh wow, he's going Ghoul Frenzy? I
Yep.
think that's new, isn't it? Yeah, he's got 5 ghouls here.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be a whole bunch of it, so not any more than that, I think.
Not that easy to control the Demon Hunter this time without a Naga in the mix. So mana's already low. And Foggy's creepjacking.
Yeah, but the one thing that Happy is definitely doing is keeping his Death Knight a lot farther back right now, blocking everything at the front with the Lich and not allowing the Demon Hunter to get even close enough for a mana burn on the Death Knight. And that's something that he had huge trouble with in the previous games. Also because Foggy just continued to use those potions of invisibility, which we don't see just yet. So as long as the Demon Hunter still has mana... Oh! Wand of Mana Stealing.
The Ankh is on the Naga, which I don't know, don't agree with. Definitely not that important.
Fighting over the rock golem.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get it? Hard for the demon to engage. He's of course gonna get focused once he gets into range. There is a Nova.
Can't really burn before. And goes to Foggy. Goes to Foggy for the
Gets the
double
item.
belt. More HP. Block from Happy. Might force a TP. Or does it? There's a coil soon, but no Nova. Big steal by Foggy.
Redo.
Yeah, Rages into
Wow.
has it.
A player's
Okay.
forces are under attack.
I'd say he's back.
But the Dryad dying here. That is a big deal. That means no more slow. Or at least no more dispel. I mean, against the Frost Armor.
Bears are standing
Happy
on top of the
ignoring the
fiend.
bears. Going past the front line. Going towards the back line. Lich forced into the invul. Foggy needs to slow down these fiends to look for some kills himself. Does he have detection this time? Yes.
Yes.
He has reveal from the lab. It's one fiend.
Lich is out of the fight. Naga's in trouble in the bottom. Another fiend kill. Trades it for a bear. No, saves it actually. 2 destroyers. Now focus fire on the Lich again.
39 for Foggy now. Still floating quite a bit of gold. Lich is still in trouble here. Demon Hunter with the boots. No mana on that bad boy. And lets it go and mana burns instead the statue here.
Didn't see the fiend burrowing. He was focused on the demon, so he doesn't know there's one in the ground right there. I believe. Whew. Happy, by the way, with ice water in his veins. Sends out an acolyte. Thinks, yep, now is the right time to expand.
A player's forces are under attack.
That's pretty crazy. The bear falls eventually to the 2 destroyers. Thank you, Grubby, for the sub. Will Foggy finally do it? Looks... well, we don't know yet. But happy on on dual hero. For the first time in this entire series.
And the question is it too late for a Naga now? She may very well be stuck on level 1 for a really long time, and there she doesn't do much. Foggy, hoping for the big aura again.
Are under attack.
Hood of Cunning.
That's bad. That's the worst. And being creepjacked is the absolute worst. So TP out. And that means Foggy is far away. More experience. Level 3. Good damage on that Lich. Happy is getting in position.
Heavy is expanding just through the town portal. And we have on the hero side also both now with level 4 and level 3.
Yeah.
And he has a potion of mana now in inventory on the Death Knight. After he used the greater mana potion and all of the wand of mana stealing, now he can go in for a snipe again. Tries to drop the Druid of the Claw here. Staff out. Naga a bit low, but easy to get away for it. Still has the Ankh.
A player's forces are under attack.
Fighting into the Moonwells would be a bold proposition. Ghouls should be easy kills. Where are the abolishes? It looks like he doesn't have abolish against these skeletons. Major oversight by Foggy.
He doesn't have abolish.
Foggy is at 41 supply. Happy is 10 supply ahead and has an expansion behind all of this.
And is looking so confident now. Pushing into this main, into all these Moonwells.
Yeah, he knew it. Once the fight was over, he just knew it. Expanding, pushing, all at the same time. Shop is falling, so yeah, he has an orb, but that's about it. Lightning doesn't do too much. And there's no mana on this Demon Hunter anymore to burn, actually. Foggy needs some sort of Hail Mary play.
And even if he forces this army back, there's still an expansion to worry about. I'll reveal again. This could be a few more Fiend kills.
Nearly taking down another Dryad here too. Gets one Fiend though. Demon Hunter still on 4, trying to go for the next one. Dryad still with a slow. Another burn, another Fiend down, but he could lose the Druid of the Claw here. Taps at the Moonwell once again and actually saves it. For a second, Destroyers are chasing though. But the Abom goes down too.
Bear safe to the back. What a back and forth between them.
Yeah. But it's a pretty even trade in a situation where Happy is a base ahead. That is the problem here for Foggy. And Happy scouts with the skeleton bottom right, and now seeing there's no expo here, he knows he's so far ahead.
It would actually put a smile on his face if he would do smile.
Yeah, but so far the expansion at the top left hasn't really done a whole lot. So if he can go in and force the fight there, then he has one chance of fighting through this. Mountain Giant is now in, gets immediately attacked. Rest of the army is still, I mean, he's all over the map actually if you look at it. Druids of the Claw moving in. We have the Naga still at the bottom left in the main base trying to tap at the Moonwells. And over here, okay, staffing in now. Over here is trying to put the pressure onto the Lich. Still with an Invu potion in the inventory.
Oh, the Lich taking a lot of damage. Happy not looking for once. And has to use the Invul to survive.
Can he though? He's chasing him down.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh!
Foggy! Foggy is killing a Lich against Happy. That never happens.
Did he not have Frost Armor? Perhaps he didn't. The Destroyers, though, still in the air, dealing with the bears. There's no anti-air to fear outside of this single Demon Hunter.
Foggy has actually started to take over in the supply numbers. Fought Lightning in, both heroes already in expansion, staffs back, takes all the Acolytes down, and again, so far Happy has only invested into this base. He didn't really get any money out of it just yet, that's noteworthy. So he loses every single Acolyte right now, there's no mining over here. Mountain Giant is still in, 52 supply for Foggy, Happy to 50. Naga down, goes in and drops the Naga right away. Ankh is still up.
And again.
Can he get the Lich again? Frost Armor, Frost Arrow, right click. TP has to be transferred. Lich makes it back to the main. That exposes the expansion, of course.
There was a almost a dieback, but very expensive. Mountain Giant needs a siege stick. And then he can... Yeah, exactly. Go for the Haunted Goldmine. Foggy at 56 supply all of a sudden. Due to the Mountain Giants, of course, as well. Demon Hunter close to 5. That's a big game changer. But Happy arrives in time, saves it.
He has to come back for now. The thing is, like, he can retreat. He cost Happy so much money up there already. And Happy still doesn't have that mining. Here comes the fight again. Once again, the mana burn the Lich. No mana for him anymore. Keeps him low already. Death Knight also with the mana potion in inventory. Has one coil ready. Uses it to save a Fiend immediately. Happy down to 47 supply. And at the same time, Foggy is at 53, slightly ahead of him. Level 5 on the Demon Hunter.
The bear's about to fall. What can Foggy get here? Again, the burrows, the Mountain Giant at below 500 now. 2 bears, 1 dead. Destroyers untouched. Naga in the back also staffing in now. Giving him a little more control. Chasing this Lich up. There is nothing. There's no TP. There's a mana potion, so he can give him a coil.
Fiends on Burrow again. They're kind of healthy. Here comes the Frost Armor finally. Where was that all this time? Oh, he just hit level 4.
He just hit level 4.
Now he got Frost Armor. This was a mistake by Happy, not going for Frost Armor on level 2, but now he has it to work with, which is such a big help against the Demon. as we can see here already. Foggy
Definitely
has to
level
keep up the
5
pressure. If he falls back, Happy's gonna become too rich.
Happy's mine with 4 acolytes and gets the 5th one out right now. Time is definitely working in his favor. And he's starting to take a slight supply lead. They're pretty much dead even, but the army supply is a bit better for the under player for sure. Level 5 Demon Hunter with another attack against the Fiend here. Good slows from the Naga, but also a lot of pressure onto her. There's another coil ready that he could use. Still no level 5 on the Death Knight, but there's the mana burn immediately against the Decay.
The Frost Armor changed everything.
Yeah. And where
demon
is
cannot be the
Abolish
carrion.
Magic in this game? We're 17, 18 minutes in. It would be so easy.
Foggy falls back. He saved a lot of low HP units. But doesn't have the Moon Juice to heal him up anymore.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't have a shop to go for a Moonstone.
A player's forces are under attack.
Wow.
These heroes are super low right now.
The heroes, the Dryads, the Mountain Giant, everything.
And there's a level 5 any second now for the Death Knight. And he's gonna have enough mana for at least another coil. Even if he just moves into the fight and drops it immediately on one of the heroes, is gonna be great for him. Level 4 for the Naga, for Foggy. Gets a health stone here. Actually, great item for the situation now.
Uh-oh, Creepjack, happy for the grand final. The Invul is on the Lich. Now that's the
There it
Naga. Bye-bye. Demon Hunter level 5, but surrounded. Foggy so close to the sun. But getting burned by Happy, and the Emperor is in the grand final.
But boy, was that close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the toughest Happy has had to fight for a best of 5 win in a long time. Whew.
I mean, if nothing else, it should give Foggy a bit of confidence if they face off against each other in the grand final, if he can take down Blades, that he can actually win the series here. Because those games, as you said, were close, and a lot of the games where he lost, he made individual mistakes under no pressure. If that doesn't happen, it's a different story. But still, crazy series.
That was just the start of this day. 1 out of 3 series done. Foggy might take a little break here, and then he's up against Blade. Arguably, after yesterday, the strongest European human that we have. It's not gonna be easy either. For Happy, of course, there's a little bit of a break. So, Khaldor, your prediction for the rest of the day?
I think we're going to have Happy against Foggy again. At least that's... Honestly, it would, from a story perspective, both series would actually be great. If Blade makes it through to the grand final, it would be fantastic too. But I would really wish it for Foggy to have another shot against Happy in the grand final and finally win a series there. That would probably be, from a storyline perspective, the best. Because I think after this series, Foggy can take Happy down. Blade, I just don't see it right now.
Alright, we'll see. We go into a little break, and then we have the lower bracket final between Blade and Foggy. Khaldor, are you saying goodbye or staying with us? Yes, you're saying
No,
goodbye.
I have to actually jump out.
You jump.
And also, again, triple cast is kind of fun, but it's still a little bit wonky, so it was kind of nice to have the shot here and cast with you guys. But I'm going to leave the final 2 series to the 2 of you and your routine, so yeah.
Thank you
Definitely going to check it out, though.
so much for joining. In case some people on this channel haven't seen you yet, where can they find you?
Just go to my website, khaldor.tv. Probably the easiest. Everything else is linked there. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. So yeah, khaldor.tv is probably the easiest way.
All right. Have a wonderful evening in Spain. Enjoy the temperatures and whatever else you do. And we
24 degrees today, by the way. How's Germany looking?
go get fucked. As Todd said on Twitter. All right, little break, and then the games continue here in the AMD Ryzing Star Cup. Khaldor, thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thanks for having me.